Yes, yes, your pictures are great. The piano music is lovely, but there's no time. There's no time. No time. I just got an email from the company at Lumin8, which makes the new LED units that I have been using in gel photography and squawking my box about on this channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Take a look at the card above and it will take you to video number 1 of a 3-part series where I'm explaining how I'm using these units that we're talking about today in all the gel photography that I do. So let's go to the Lumin8 site so we can take a look at what's going on, and then I'll talk further about why you should buy these units and how great they are and blah, 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 blah. Let's go to their website and see what's happening. So this is the Lumin8 website. There is a link in the description below here on the video to this, so you don't have to learn how to explain or to spell Lumin8. And let me say up front, I am not sponsored by Lumin8. I have no affiliate links with them. I'm not getting paid a dime from them. This is how excited I am about that they are actually now live and available to be purchased, and how much I've enjoyed using them. So go to the description below for this link to the website here. So here's the main page of the website, Create Anywhere, which is lovely. And it looks like he's holding a lightsaber, and it looks like he kind of probably maybe lives somewhere near me in the United States. It's lovely. Here's the big deal. These are not only available to be purchased, but they are on sale until January 11th, which is just a few days away. 30% off of the base unit price of these LED lights. Now, before we scroll down to take a look at the base price, let me reiterate to you, if you have not seen part 1 or part 2 of this series, what these units are. These are 4-foot long LED lights that are RGB controlled on your phone with an app. They're waterproof. The ability to be able to pick any color of the spectrum, and not only pick a color, but to pick the saturation of how much that color is coming out and how bright it is. They're completely separate. So you can pick a level of saturation of the color that you see and how bright that can be. They also can be used as white lights, quote unquote, white lights or daylight balance lights. And that also has a color temperature control as well. So you can go from the pure daylight balance to a soft orange. That has applicable uses in videography and filmmaking, as well as photography. But then the units, thanks to the app on the phone, can also be applicable to industries like DJs and event planning and so forth, because the units can be programmed to change music and to pulse to music. So you can use them as performance pieces in varying entities and outputs, as well as just using them as colorful, powerful lights for gel photography or just photography in general. Imagine photographing somebody with a standard strobe in the studio, but using one of these units as either a colorful gel in the background that is off frame from the camera, or using it as a prop. And speaking of that, I'm going to be buying more of these units simply to be using them as a prop in the background of the gel photography that I do. That's how much I love these units and these lights. Now, I got these in the summer of 2020 when they were launched by Lumin8 as a Kickstarter. And the highest level that you could get in the different tiers was essentially you bought 4 and you got a 5th one for free. When I did that, and I've already said this in the first video, by the time you pay for shipping and so forth, it was about $800. So it made the units less than $200, and that was pretty on par with what you were finding from other comparable units, either from Lumin8 or other companies that make units and LED lights like this. So I was very pleased with it, but I only got the 5, and I want to purchase at least 3 more, potentially maybe 5 more, if my wife doesn't want to kill me for that. But I'm probably going to purchase, I know definitely I'm going to purchase 2 more, potentially a 3rd. I'll decide later as I go forward with them, to be able to use them again as props, but to also be able to use them at workshops that I will be leading once COVID is eradicated from planet Earth. So they are on sale. Let's go ahead and scroll down and take a look. These are the units that I'm talking about. These are the 4-foot units. They're called full spectrum. These are the units they had before that one, and I think they're just called spectrum, and they're 2 feet long. They're pretty much the exact same as the full spectrum. They're just 2 feet long instead of being 4 foot long. So I'm gonna hit shop now. Here's what we're talking about. The base price of these is $240 per unit. I'm going to be completely honest, as I always say that I will be on this channel. I think that's a little too much, but they're on sale. So with a 30% off sale, you're able to get them for $168 USD. That's, of course, before you're going to pay taxes and shipping and so forth. I would like to see these units at base be just above 200 or just below it. And again, I'm not sponsored by them, so I feel comfortable telling you the truth and saying that they're waterproof. They have all this amazing stuff that comes with them. You can get, of course, you get the app for the phone, as you can see here. It comes with this boom arm and clamp, so they can be attached to light stands and so forth. It also comes with a, let's see if it's pictured here. It is. It comes with its own little stand that can be screwed into the base of the unit. Comes with a remote control, and then, of course, the fast charger to charge them. The batteries on these last a considerable amount of time. I was able to use them for days before I had to recharge them. They're wonderful. I love it. I think the 240 is just a little too much, but it also, I've got to be fair to Lumin8, because other typical units like this that have come into existence before Lumin8 came onto the scene, you could get a 2-foot ice light, and those were $200. And that pales in comparison to what these units can do. Now, I've talked about this in the first video in this series, and a little bit of the second one as well, that using these units for the gel photography that I have been doing for the past couple of years, I've been using these units for the past few months. They have required a change in how I capture these images, because even though they are incredibly bright to the human eye, to the camera, I typically try to set my camera to an aperture of f11 when I'm doing gels, because I like the light to be a little bit darker so that I can start adding light and color in post-production in Photoshop. With these, I've had to go to a lower f-stop of like 5.6, and I've had to bump my ISO up a lot to be able to get enough base light into the scene to be able to be happy with what I see. That is not a reflection of any kind of weakness to this, because these are portable, battery powered. They are affordable. If you think about actual big LED units that would be AC/DC powered, that could push out the lumens, so you would not have to go to f5.6 or high ISO. Those are going to be incredibly expensive. So this is affordable. It offers you a lot of versatility in the work. Bottom line is, I recommend them, and let me back out so you can see my beautiful face so we can have a lovely chat. I highly recommend them because they're wonderful units. The versatility and controls, the applicable uses to this beyond just simple gel photography. If you think about just doing standard studio portrait work, you can use these whether inside of a studio or on location to be able to illuminate the backgrounds and scenes, to start adding soft hints of colors into the scene. I'm looking forward to using these, and this is a suggestion of my friend Danielle, who's been in some of the videos here on the channel, of taking these out at night. And instead of going downtown and trying to find neon lights in seedy places in town, I can simply find a cool building with a lot of glass and so forth and set these up and use them as faux neon lights and create all kinds of interesting stuff. So there's a lot of use. There's a lot of art that can be explored with these. I cannot recommend them enough because they're just wonderful to use. Again, let's repeat, they are on sale right now until January 11, and that 30% off is making them affordable at the $168 before taxes and shipping for USD. I don't know what the price point will be if you're outside the United States. So I recommend them. I think they're wonderful and great. Like I said, I'm going to be purchasing at least 2 more, if not 3 or 5, if I want to see if there's an afterlife. But anyway, I recommend them. Take a look at the website. Again, there's a link in the description below, and you have until January 11th, 2021 to make these decisions about these lights. So don't miss out on it. If you need further evidence of these units, again, the card above that was linked earlier will take you to the first video of the 3-part series where I show you images and so forth and start talking about these units. And then the second video, you see a little bit of behind the scenes and some straight out of camera images. That is, from what I've been reading in the comments, is worthwhile from folks, because you're able to see straight out of camera what you are able to get with these units at full power at the settings that I chose with the camera. So take a look at those videos, take a look at their website. I do recommend purchasing at least a couple of these, because there's so many different uses that they can be used for in photography, in filmmaking, and beyond. So Thanks for watching today. If you like what you saw, then give the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel, because part 3 of this series is coming this weekend, as well as other content comparing lenses and cameras, Photoshop training, photography training. The sky's the limit, so please subscribe. Thanks so much for watching today. Until next time, I'll see you out there in the world of Photoshop.